Hello, my name is Mafulele Fagalilo. This is my topical sermon for MIN003 preaching. The text for this sermon is found in the book of Joshua, chapter 14, verse 6 to 15. And I would like to emphasize on the word wholeheartedly, as mentioned firstly in verse 8b. I, however, follow the Lord my God wholeheartedly. Secondly, in verse 9b, because you have followed the Lord my God wholeheartedly. Thirdly, in verse 14p, because he followed the Lord, the God of Israel, wholeheartedly. And fourthly, in Numbers 14:24a, but because of my servant Caleb has a different spirit and follows me wholeheartedly, I will bring him into the land he went to, and his descendants will inherit. Four great leaders, including Caleb himself, and God declared that Caleb followed Yahweh wholeheartedly. There are three things that we can learn from the life of this wholeheartedly God-fearing man. First, his courage. Second, his patience. And thirdly, his confidence. The Macquarie Concise Dictionary defines the word wholeheartedly as hearty, cordial, earnest, and sincere. The word sincere means free from any element of deceit, dissimulation, duplicity, or hypocrisy. This is why God called Caleb a man who followed him wholeheartedly, because of these character traits, more like God's characters. In Numbers chapter 13, Moses sent out 12 men to explore Canaan, the promised land, and one of them was Caleb, son of Jephunneh, from the tribe of Judah. When these men returned after 40 days of exploring the land, 10 of the 12 men said, "We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here is its fruits. But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites live in the Negev, the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country, and the Canaanites live near the sea and along the Jordan." Numbers 13, verses 27 to 29, NIV. Their report made the hearts of the people melt in fear. Joshua 14, verse 8. In Numbers 13, verse 30, it says, Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, "We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it." Verse 31, but the men who had gone up with him said, "We can't attack those people. They are stronger than we are." Here we find the contrast between Caleb and the 10 other spies. The 10 looked at the problem from a ground level and their own human perspectives that created fear across the community. And on the other hand, Caleb looked at the problem at a higher level and from God's perspective, trying to persuade the Israelites that the Lord is with them. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will devour them. The protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them. That's number 14, verse 9. In Joshua chapter 14, verses 10 to 12, Caleb said to Joshua, "Now then, just as the Lord promised, he has kept me alive for 45 years, since he said this to Moses, while Israel moved about in the wilderness. So here I am today, 85 years old. I am still as young today as the day Moses sent me out. I'm just as vigorous to go out to battle now as I was then. Now give me this hill country that the Lord promised me that day. You yourself heard then that the Anakites were there, and their cities were large and fortified. But the Lord helping me, I will drive them out just as he did." These are the words of the 85-year-old man who believe and trust God's word. Very courageous, has a big heart, not afraid of anything. He believes that with God's help, he can overcome any problem. He can destroy the enemy. He knows that there is nothing impossible in Yahweh, the Almighty God. Only Caleb and Joshua, from the 12 men that were sent to explore the land, entered the land that was promised by God to them, a land flowing with milk and honey. The other 10, together with those who believed in their report, all died in the wilderness. As Christians, we should have the courage to make right decisions despite the consequences. We should have the patience to wait for God's plan to be fulfilled in our lives, and should be certain and confident that God is not a man that he should lie. Whatever he promised, he will do. The key to Caleb's success was that he followed God wholeheartedly. If God can do it to Caleb, he can do it for us if we follow him and serve him with all our hearts, mind, body, and soul, the holistic person. In conclusion, be courageous to do the right decisions despite the consequences. Be patient, wait for God, and be certain. Trust the faithfulness of Yahweh, the Lord our God, who is always with us. Thank you, and God bless.